All right. Let's talk about season 2 of Woke. How has it been going back into this show after the first season?
For me, it was great. It was great. Anytime you do another season of something, you get another opportunity to expand on your character, explore those relationships with your co-stars, your friends, your roommates. You get to explore with this type of show. You get to explore with inanimate objects. It was great. It was cool, and I was excited to see what the writers come up with, especially when the world is giving you so much information. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to kind of. It's not easy, but it's, there's a wealth of information to pull from with this subject matter, and I was anxious to see what they would come up with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, also, I don't know, this was like one of the first things I did since being like in quarantine and everything, so it was very much like a needed boost for my soul just to see these people again and be out amongst humans, so it was awesome for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, not to mention we're his real friends. Not like a lot of the other shows that he does, where he doesn't really like you guys.
Let's discuss the second season of Woke. If you could describe the second season with a hashtag, what would it be?
I would say hashtag complicated.
Yeah.
That's
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Hashtag woke is not broke.
Yeah, woke is not
All
broke.
right. This show really balances humor and very serious topics in such a beautiful way. And the second season feels like it's going deeper into these topics. How do you keep that levity?
Oh, wow. I think it's just a really great writer's room and a really great showrunner. And so it was important for us to have that balance of seriousness and humor. And it's a fine line to walk, but it's something I've done with my comics for decades. So
Yeah, Keith's whole career as a cartoonist is about that balance, and so I think that spirit kind of permeates the whole show.
This show tackles serious issues. How do you keep that friendship and levity amongst yourselves?
Well, I mean, Murph is just a fun guy. He's always keeping you laughing on set, and
Even when I'm not supposed to.
yeah, yeah, he's always breaking on set.
He doesn't know his lines. It was a good maybe 2-3 weeks where we were genuinely convinced he couldn't read. And we were concerned. We
okay.
said, "Oh, y'all made a mistake." And it turns out he can.
Wow. So, not to mention the time he showed up to set drunk. So great, so funny.
It's not drunk. It's not drunk when you were having fun.
Is that how the rule goes?
That's the rule. Yeah.
He shows up to set turks quite a bit.
As you can see, we love each other. We love to laugh.
So, it is inspired by true things. How do you walk that fine line of what you're going to tell is true and also, make it a show?
I think it's important for us to sort of balance that, like, even when we make up stuff, it's like things that could possibly happen. And so, one of the main sort of spoilers in the show, I thought I just made up, and then Anthony sent me and sent us all an article about the very true version of that happened in South by Southwest, like almost 10 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's the great thing, is that we are so close to reality that it is reality.
The thing about satire in the subjects that we're talking about, is that reality does keep pushing past where we are, and so we have to push further because some of it is really inherently absurd. So
Yeah. Speaking of absurd, not necessarily in reality, the show has talking objects.
Yeah.
Has there been an object that you thought, it would be real great to make this talk, and you guys were like, maybe that's too far?
Well, we did have one, actually. Well, there was, the boil on Clovis's dad's foot. We really wanted to animate that and have like a face just going help me, almost like it was like the Fly, the early old Fly thing. Help me. And just after looking at Gunther in his shower scene, I just felt like that washcloth should have had a face on it. Don't give up yet. But it's all right. I mean, maybe we can create an app where you just like animate more characters on Woke.
Put your own animated
Yeah,
characters.
put your face on there. That'd be fun.
I would put my face on a lot of weird things. I think it'd be great. Your cast is a lot of men. It's a lot of men.
That's right. That's how we prefer it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're damn right, America. No.
Actually, one of the really cool things about this season is Sashir. Ayana's character moves in with us, so she's like a much bigger part of this season, and that was really cool to do scenes with her. Too.
Yeah, she is one of my favorite characters on the show.
Yeah.
Not just because she was one of the only women on the show. But this show, is dealing with real life issues and is based loosely on things that have happened to people in your crew. How is that for you to deal with the pressure of living up to the authenticity of someone else's story, but also making it your own?
I think we have the benefit of the medium being television, and when you're filming something, you got time to edit. Like it's trial and error. Sometimes you're on set, you get it wrong. When you're doing something, you have a take on a joke or you have a take on a scene that just isn't what the writers intended, and you discuss it, you talk it out until you get it right. And I think that we're not doing a play. You know what I mean? If the network, the studio, everyone who's involved, they have an opportunity to scrap something they don't like. You know what I mean? I think we all come to like very nice conclusions that, okay, this is the line we're trying to walk.
Yeah.
The puzzle works. Let's make it work. It's all, again, it's a lot like life. We're all just figuring it out. We're all just trying to live and be happy. And putting this show together is very similar. It's like, hey, we might push some buttons. Some people might agree with us. Some people might disagree with us, as long as they watch.
That's the point of the show.
I love that it's so collaborative. Have you all gotten to really like put your spin on things and feel involved in the process?
Definitely. I mean, we're all comedians, so we all get a chance to, be funny at times. Or, there may be there's an issue, not an issue, but an episode, where Clovis, meets a long lost relative, and there was something that I said. Just talking to one of the writers, and they actually put it in the script. So yeah, a lot of times we get a chance to put our input into the show.
This is, our first time back at a real big con. Do you have any, you've been working in the con world for a long time. Do you have any memories, crazy stories that you could share?
Oh, I have a ton of crazy stories, but one memorable incident is I was with a friend of mine, Steve Notley, who does this strip called Bob the Angry Flower, and we ended up in this lobby of a hotel where the nerd level was super high. It was all these web cartoonists, but they were being serenaded by Avery Brooks from Star Trek. Which Star Trek was that? Avery Brooks.
Deep Space Nine, I think?
Yeah, Deep Space Nine, and then the second in command from Next Generation.
Riker?
Yeah, Riker, and they were.
Also, why do I know these stories?
But they
coming
were
out of the depths of my
I think
brain.
they were pretty wasted, and they were just like serenading, and then some guy bought us all $150 whiskeys, like.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, man, like this is like nerd level 26, but it was great. It was but there's all these. I could talk about so many weird incidents and stuff.
Do you have any crazy con stories you want to share?
Yeah, I was somebody stole my gold chain. They conned me out of it.
Different con, but
Different
Yeah,
con.
I was like,
My
okay,
uncle's a
didn't know where
con
we were going with
artist.
it.
I had only been to a few cons before, just as a guest, just as a visitor. It's not a crazy story, but I was just shocked because I had never been to one, and I was shocked at the fandom and what it meant to people. Meaning like folks dressing up. I'm talking folks in character. So when I got there to the first time, it was San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, it was 1 million people, and everyone was doing a bit, and everyone was doing a thing, and I just thought, what in the hell is going on in here? My mind was blown. Never been back since. No, I have, but it was just that. It wasn't a particular story. I was just shocked because I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't been to any cons. This is my first one.
Oh.
I did Complex Con, and then I took my daughter to an anime convention. So we went there, and that was my first time just encountering everybody in full costume. And I mean, what I didn't know going into the convention was, she was like, what are you gonna be? And I was like, I'll probably be like Black Goku or something like that. But I didn't know that 99% of the people that attend these conventions make their own things. Like they from scratch though. That's
Cosplay,
that's ridiculous. Like it's insane. And I was like,
Oh, I
yo,
was a furry once. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so you just took your shirt off, basically, is what you're saying. Okay, but
Put
look.
your beard on my chest. Yes. I laid your beard across my back.
But no, I have a new level of respect for people who cosplay because I didn't know that. That's dope. Because I was looking for a costume and I'm like, none of these are as good as the ones they make.
You got yours from Target.
Yeah, trash.
I mean, I love conventions. I always said, like, my main goal when I got into acting was just to get invited to, like, Comic-Con. And so when that happened, it was, like, a huge thing for me. But, oh, man, I just have so many memories from, like, Comic-Con. A lot of it I can't even remember because I was just partying so hard. It's the best. I love conventions. I'm glad we're back.
I will say this. It's so nice to be. This is the first time we've done in-person stuff since the show has come out, because the show came out in COVID.
Right.
So it's just so nice to talk to people who come up and say, oh my God, like, you know, I had a professor from the University of Tennessee says I teach woke in my class. And then I had another guy who like was just telling me about his story being undocumented and how the story resonated with him. And those things you don't hear that when you're stuck in COVID and can't. So it's been a wonderful experience. And seeing it with the crowd and just seeing people laugh at the jokes that we were hoping would hit, you know?
Yeah. But of course, thank you again to Heavy Metal, Interpop, and Comics Publishing Institute for sponsoring our videos at WonderCon.
I'm going to do the whole interview.
My voice is jacked.
In these streets, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Out here like,
All
once in a-
right.
And that's the interviews.